go about it. He said, you know what? Even before I come, I'll tell you this. Get all the money that you can and pour it into that place. He said, your money is coming back. Excellence always attracts excellence. I said, ooh. You know, I learned a lot from my friend. If you're humble, you'll be able to learn. There's no big deal learning from your friend. And I did. And I'm telling you, it's paid off big time. Because what he did was that he took the fear away from me, from taking risks to invest in excellence. And the more I have taken the risk, you know, to invest in improving the quality of services that I offer to people, the better things have become over time. My charge to you today, dear viewer, is this. It's time for you to break out of your comfort zone, the place where everything is so convenient and comfortable for you. You are not rocking anybody's boat. You're not creating any problems for yourself, but your journey has been very slow. It's time for you to make that bold move. Do what you've been dreaming of doing. And Brian Tracy once said, when you act boldly, unseen forces will come to your aid. That's what happens, really. It does seem like some people are lucky, but when you really look at it, they created their own luck. They dared what others have not been daring. They went where others have not been going. They asked for what others have not dared to ask for. It's your turn. Break your limits, and I'll be back after this break.
Success Power.
Checkmate. Hello. Do you have an idea what next big strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success? You may be a very good secretary, a very good accountant, a very competent lawyer on your own. But it's another level of success entirely when you can get 10, 50, or 1,000 people to cooperate with you to achieve your objectives. We call that leadership. Now, I have an idea what strategic move you can make to move your life to the next level of success. And it's for you to get a copy of the book, Multiply Your Success, Lead.
Multiply Your Success, Lead. In this book, you will learn how to turn loose your ability to inspire others, transform your organization, solve problems better and faster than before, multiply your effectiveness, and become a change champion in your nation. To order for Multiply Your Success, Lead, please call 0805-4454-466 or 0808-4444-466. Multiply Your Success, Lead by Sam Adeyemi, a life-transforming tool that you need to succeed.
Success Power.
Welcome back. This is Success Power. We are discussing the topic, break your limits. Now, the place to start is in your imaginations. So I challenge you today to break your limit in your imagination. Break your limit in your dreams. You know, it's remarkable how God designed the human being to break in first before you break through. He designed for us to create new levels for ourselves on our inside before we are able to create those new levels on the outside. And you know what? It's a law. It's a principle. As he thinks in his heart, so he is. In other words, what you think today will become your reality tomorrow. It's a law. Therefore, if you want to break your limits, you have to break your limits first in your thinking. Many years ago, when I began to discover the power of the mind, I came across a verse in the scriptures, Romans chapter 12 and verse 2, that says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds." I was discovering the power of the mind. The first statement there says, "Do not be conformed to this world." Look at that. If you are not careful, if you are not deliberate about breaking limits in your mind, expanding your thinking, you know what will happen? Your current realities will go back into your mind and keep you within those realities. Remember, as he thinks in his heart, so is he. The place where you have the opportunity to create a new level, to create a new future for yourself, is in your mind. It's in your imagination. It's in your thinking. So, if you do not refuse to be confined in your thinking, you just find out that your circumstances are beginning to squeeze you in and to fit you into a particular mode out of which you find it difficult to break out. You know, I checked different versions of the Bible to understand that scripture. And one of them said, "Do not allow the world to squeeze you into its mold." See, if you're not careful, you'll think this year the way you were thinking last year. Why should you expect your life to change this year more than it changed last year when your thinking is still exactly the same this year as it was last year? It's first within and then without. So you need to break your limits in your imagination. And you know, I just remember the many instances in which I tried to break the limit in my thinking. I was walking one day when I didn't have a car, and I just observed that people were driving beautiful cars past. Then I said to myself, in this city, we will drive these fine cars together. What was I doing? I was seizing an opportunity that many people waste. Because I've seen people who, out of frustration, would see someone drive by in a beautiful car and they would hiss, you know, and criticize the person driving the fine car. I turned it into an inspirational moment. In this city, we will drive these fine cars together. I was working on my imagination. I had realized already by that time that the human mind functions like the film in a camera, and that ultimately life prints out for you the images that are real on that film, and I'm talking about your mind. Break the limits in your imagination. I write goals once in a while on a sheet of paper, and I stick that goal on the wall just so I can see it, something higher than where I am, something bigger than where I am. I've got to have something to look forward to. So I want to break the limit in my thinking. Some of the time, I just read a book. I read a book by someone who has achieved success, just like I aspire to. I read their books. I'm telling you many times, they have shifted my thinking. And then some of the times, what I do is I travel. I go to places that I have not been to before. Oh my God, that has made tremendous impact on me, because I've seen practically everything that I thought I knew redefined. And I found out that once the limits were broken in my thinking, when I got back home, there were things I could take before that I could not take anymore. I upped the ante, I raised the standard for myself. Exposure matters a lot. You need to break the thinking in your imagination. of course, what you hear over and over and over again and what you see over and over and over again will impact on your thinking.